Hello. Today I'm going to show you a way to use Pin.io and Google Drive or Google Forms to create a sleek and quick way to assess your students. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the website Pin.io, literally spelled like the writing utensil.io, which stands for Indian Oceans. Next, once you get to the home page, you're going to click Create New Page. You'll be taken to a blank web page that looks like this. So all you have to do is start by clicking the title, and you can rename it. You can say how to use Pin.io with Google Forms. So that would be the title, and you can also edit the text just by clicking it. If you notice, I just clicked in the middle of the text here, and this is where my text and Google form will go. And just save that, and that's where it'll be. So next we're going to go to Google Drive, and we're going to create a form. So you go to your Google Drive, you have to have a Google account to do this. Hit create and then go to form. So it'll take you to a blank Google form. The first thing you probably want to do is title it again. We can again say using Pin.io with Google Forms. Then you could add just any sort of descriptive text. This goes along with the informational video. Yeah, just like that. So then you can go ahead and it sets you up with the first question. So you can start it off, let's say for a classroom, I always start it off where first I make it a required question, so students have to answer this before they can submit it, and just say name. And then for help text you can say enter name first and last. And then just make it a text field because they're going to have to type in their names themselves. And then you hit done there, and then you can hit question number 2, and you can say edit that, and this time you can make it, let's say, a choose from a list where list 1 is hour 1, then hour, for example in my classroom I teach hours 1, 5, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's be the drop menu, and the question would be, what hour are you in? And again, make that required. So when they click it, they only have the options of choosing their hour. This is a really easy way for data mining, and I'll show you that later. So then you can ask someone else, and you can say, why do you like Google Forms? And you can make it a paragraph so that they can write something. Again, I usually just make them all required so they at least have to say something. You can do something else where you could say click, you could what are some ways you could use Google Forms, and then say like click all that apply. And it could be checkboxes, and you could say, I like it because it's simple. You probably would just say it's simple. It's easy, or quick. It's fun. I don't know, making this up. And then make the required question 2, and then you could have people saying all 3 of these. For now, let's just say that's all we're going to do. You can go up here and notice that there's a lot more to choose from. Multiple choice questions, which is obviously very handy for an assessment. We use choose from a list. You can also make a scale. I can show you what that looks like, where you just say, how much do you enjoy Google Form? And you can say, rate on a scale of 1 to 5. And then again, you can say it's a scale. 1 being hate it, 2 being 5 being love it. Make it done, and look, they get to pick from a really fun scale. So those are all sort of cool things you can do depending on what your thing is. So then you can save it, And the next thing you can do is go up to the top right after you already hit save and go to more actions and click embed. So it'll give you this code as an embed code. So what you're going to do is it's going to already be highlighted for you, and you can just hit right click and copy. Then you're going to go back to your pin.io and click where your text originally was. This is where you're actually going to paste that code. And you're going ahead and just don't touch it for now, and just scroll down to the bottom and hit save. Alright, so now you've got a pretty handy, or a pretty nice way that you've just embedded Google Forms. But you'll notice you have this weird scroll bar on the right. That's sort of clunky, and it doesn't look very sleek. So there's a way to fix that. You can click your text again, and you'll notice here it says width and height. We don't want to mess with the width. We didn't have a scroll bar that said it was too narrow, so that's okay. But we can fix it by, let's say the height's 818 and it wasn't tall enough, so let's say it's 900. And we hit save. And look, all of a sudden you don't see this scroll bar anymore. So now it's all very sleek, and you can hit save, and at the top right, you can, once you're pretty satisfied with it, you can go to publish. And this is where you actually get to name it. So you can say that you can name it something specific. You can name it just a random code. I mean, you can be as specific as Google, or let's say Forms with pin.io. And then name the password something that you would remember. And then you just click publish. And you can, it'll give you this message. And there you go. Alright, now if someone were to go in and complete the Google form, so let's say student I am completed your form, and they are in hour 5, and they fill out the Google form however they would, and then they're going to click submit, and then they'll hit that, and then it'll say your response has been recorded. So the student sees that, and then you will be able to go back to your Google Drive, and you'll see up here it says using pin.io with Google Forms. So your Google form is right there. So you would click on that, and it would take you to a spreadsheet that shows you all the student responses. It gives you a timestamp of when they happened, so if you have a certain time cutoff, that's handy. Has you names, which is also handy for grading, and it also tells you the hour, which is also really handy. And then you get all these different responses from students. This is where it's really easy to data mine for any sort of misconceptions, or even inputting formulas that would allow you to easily check a large amount of submissions. So really this is the most beneficial part of Google Forms and using it with pin.io.